Good everyone, Organized Video, and today we have another sub request for today by Conrad Kaplan for the Ju-87 G2. Now, I know some people are gonna be thinking, oh, this is gonna be painful, and I'll admit, I initially thought that. But after taking this thing out for exactly 2 flights, I've come to the conclusion that this thing is a bit of an underestimated seal glubber. Now, of course, it's not going to be anything like a CW unless the CW is dumb enough to tail sit. But this thing is surprisingly fun, and I'm kind of glad now that it's at 2.0 that I can actually take this thing out because back in the day, this thing used to be 2.7. The G1 used to be 2.3, and they nearly always got up tiered. They were horrible, horrible spades and arguably some of the worst aircraft for their respective BRs. And I'm even going to take this one step further and I'm going to take it out of my level 75 cruise slot by putting in another fucking talisman that I got a few weeks ago. Um, and I'm going to put the G2 into this cruise slot over here, which is my level 1 crew. And there's a good reason for that. One, my crew won't be able to take as many hits. Two, the rear gunner won't. Well, I'll have to do manual gunnery, and yeah, if I've got planes behind me and I'm shooting at things in front of me with a 37mm, that can be quite tricky. But I've genuinely had to nerf this thing because I got 9 kills in 2 matches, one of which was an ace. I didn't make a better base in either of them, but the point still stands. So of course you saw the part 1 of today, which is the Hampton, and obviously I got that bloody talisman on the Sea Gladiator. I don't mind gladiators, but really? I mean, it could be worse. Could be what Harry's got with the freaking Nimrods. But yeah, I'm hoping to not get any talismans of this specific rank because rank 2 Germany does have some stinkers, and I don't want them. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's get into the battle and let's get cracking. So, speaking of talismans, actually, um, I've gotten obviously the Sea Gladiator. I got the P3 Pesh. I got the P3E, sorry, Peshka, and I also got a talisman on the German 202 a few days ago, which was quite nice to add to the collection. But I swear, Gaijin keeps giving me talismans like it's fucking Tic Tacs. Harry obviously got his talisman in his independent video, which was fucking hilarious. Because as soon as I heard him say, "Oh fuck you, Gaijin," I just knew it was going to be something like a horrendously bad talisman. And I don't think the Blenheim's bad, but remember, I'm more of an experienced bomber pilot than what Harry is. No offense to Harry, but I tend to play bombers a lot more often than he does. He's more of a fighter jockey, and whilst I am looking forward to seeing a video on that Blenheim, I was fortunate enough to get a talisman on the Beaufort a few months ago, which was rather nice. But of course, we're not going to be doing those talismans yet. We are going to be looping back round once we've completed with Sweden, just because it's easier that way. And then any other talismans I get throughout general playing of recording and things like that, I'll just add to the series. I'll just go from there. So starting off, we're going to go for a 10-degree climb. I don't really want to like go too OTT because this thing is a bit of a clubber. I know that sounds funny given that we have this at this BR, but trust me, this thing is a bit of a seal clubber, especially when you've got those back guns. Because like I say, I took this thing out for 2 matches. I got an ace in the first one, and I got 4 kills in the second. And it was just disgusting because this thing could take a hit from pretty much anything this BR gives. Oh, and that Stuka clearly hasn't watched my dive bombing tutorial because, well, that's what's left of him. Oh well. The funny thing is that if you press H, that you actually do get air brakes and they do slow you down. but there's no actual air brakes on this aircraft. I don't. There's always been a long distance discussion about G-2 and I think it was the D5 at one point. But yeah. So I do see a couple of dots making their way towards us. Those are going to be primary targets. But of course, we're not going to be climbing faster than the majority of fighters at this BI with our air spawn. Of course, I'm so close to getting harried by all that flak, it's not exactly comfortable to the fact that I've got flak rounds flying around me 24/7. So I'm going to turn in here. We've got a SB-2U3 coming in. I need to keep an eye on him because that thing is also a pretty good heavy fighter. What's he doing? He looks like he's minding his own business, that's fine. Well, there's no enemy fighters nearby. I do see darts, but I just aren't getting them hitbox. There they are, there's one. This is the problem with being on a level 1 crew, is because I've had to nerf this thing, and I can't spot shit with a level 1 crew. Hello, Mr. P Shooter, how are you doing today? Kill number 1. I didn't even think I'd pull that shot off, poor guy. See what I mean? This thing is very underestimated, especially since it got its BR drop.
Victory is near.
For convergence, by the way, 500 meters convergence, air target ammunition. It's because you're not really going to be engaging ground forces unless you're in an up tier, in which case, don't play this thing in an up tier, because it will probably get bitch slapped. A bit too high there, joke. That's the ticket, beautiful. Kill number 2. Only fired 6 rounds. What's that? There's something on the runway, I can't quite see it though. Oh Jesus, that's flag. I almost redded up my pilot then. And the best part is the rear gunner actually has quite a good bit of gun depression. Oh, it's the AAA trucks. Caught me off guard then, I thought that was a pea shoot behind me somewhere. Hold on. Come on. Nope. Not being nice to me today, are you, rear gunner? Okay, let's go for... Who's going to be first? I think we'll go for the Vindicator first. Come here, son. There we go. Kill number 3. So, I mean, I thought this thing was going to be painful, but then I actually took it out. And my god. This thing is a fucking clubber. And I never thought I'd say that about a G-Series Stuka, but this thing is a clubber. That back gunner is brutal at this BR. Let's go for a slightly longer range shot. Oh! Bang on target! That's going to be kill number 4. That Gladiator is gone. Of course, some fucker's coming in to steal it, because this is low tier. Yeah, nice try, shit stain. What level is this guy? Level 60, you scumbag. Honestly. Low tier, like, players like that. Oh, they piss me off. Oh well. Well, there's 2 enemy planes left, so we're going to use the last of our ammunition. But then again, our oil's not looking too great, so I'm actually going to head back to base. Get myself a reload. Because my oil is starting to overheat, and this thing doesn't like oil overheat. But you can see what I mean, like, Jesus Christ, this thing is a clubber. And once you learn the guns, like, my god, this thing is devastating. Come up. Nope, not being nice to me today, are you? Yeah, the 37mm air target belts are not great for taking out ground forces, as you can tell. Rear gunner's alright at it, though. Just watching my engine though, because I do not want to lose my engine, because this thing doesn't glide. It's got the drag of 237mm plus its fixed landing gear. And yeah, this is not what you would call a glider worthy aircraft. Yeah, I hope this opens your eyes up to this plane, because I honestly thought when the sub gave me the request, I was like, Harry, you send him your subs to me again. And I sent him a message on Discord and he was like, ouch. But then I actually took this thing out and I was like, holy crap, what is this thing? This thing is disgusting. Who would have thought a point .3 and point .7 BR respectively downgrades to these aircraft, which they bloody needed it, would make such a huge difference. And unfortunately, the engine is starting to die, so I'm going to have to do an old trick. Well, I'm going to try and nurse this thing back. I'm going to cut ahead a couple of minutes, and I'll see you in the next part of the action. See you in a couple. Well, welcome back. A couple of minutes later, I've rearmed, refueled, repaired and everything. The TBD's just been engaged by the G50, and the SB-23 is going fighter mode. And I think he's pissed off at me. What do you reckon, folks? Let's see if we can get the ace. I'll take it. My aim was horrible there, but that is an ace. It's not going to be a nice landing, though.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Well, this is going to hurt. Yep. Still, if that doesn't prove the worthiness of this plane as a clubber, I don't know what will. And I think that's probably going to be the title of the video, like, an underestimated steel clubber. Right, don't you fucking dare. I do not want any more talismans. I don't need any more. I've got a shit ton of episodes to do already. Good. I'll take that, because I'm not going to use half on them. Right, that gets that. So, I hope that opens your eyes up. If you ever need anything to, like, calm down after a long day, or maybe it's just been a rough day at the office for playing War Thunder, I would heavily suggest taking up the Ju-87 G1 or G2. These things are extremely fun. Once you learn the guns, fair enough, I led a bit too high on the SB2U, but that's because of the angle I was at. Once you learn the guns, these things are amazing. And these are the perfect aircraft to just have a nice break and just enjoy some fun in. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the Ju-87 G2 and obviously part 2 of today's sub request. And I will see you all on the next one.